Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Today is Saturday, 17th of May. Apologies for not being here yesterday in person. So I did a quick recap, not recap, sorry, recording for you as I was away with my sister. In fact, I was at a football match watching Aston Villa versus Tottenham Hotspur. So it was a really good day. Obviously, I love spending time with my sister. So let's bring you up to date then. OES wise, I had a look this morning. Nothing new is in the OES at the moment. I also had a quick chat with Chris as well. He said that Ash is really busy. Has been having a few texts with him backwards and forwards. So we are hopeful that we will see him next week. So obviously keep everything crossed for that. It'd be lovely to see him once again. And obviously continued prayers for our brother Marty DeGarmo as well for his recovery. Obviously, it's going to be a long road for him, so we need to keep him in our thoughts as well. Okay, so how many of you noticed the heading for today's webinar, which, as you all see, was the courage to continue is what counts. How many of you very astute people out there know where that saying came from? It's one of my favorite sayings, and it came from a very important person during the war. It was Winston Churchill. And he said, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. It's one of these sayings that I've thought always has been very prominent for many people in many areas, more so especially for us in our business with Ash Mufareh. It really is that courage to continue that is really what is the important part, isn't it? Regardless of any failures, regardless of any success, it is that courage to continue that is the thing that's going to count in the long run. Many people give up is the bottom line, but the more people who are courageous enough to continue, then that is increasing your chances of success. Many people find out a lot about themselves when they are at rock bottom, and having that courage to literally dust yourself down and go again really shows everybody else what kind of person you are. Somebody actually put a message on my YouTube underneath one of the videos saying, how can we believe Ash Mufareh when you're telling us to forget everything that he's said over the years when we're moving into the next stage? How are we going to believe Ash Mufareh moving into the next stage when we're told to forget everything from the past? Now, my answer to that is nobody's making anybody come with us to the next phase. It's definitely a choice if you want to go there or not, but it's also your decision whether you believe in our CEO or you don't believe in him. He is certainly a person that I believe in. His vision of what he's trying to achieve, I believe in even more than I believe in him, in all honesty, because what he's trying to do is really change not only the business space as far as online is concerned, but also how that wealth, which is there anyway, is going to be distributed throughout the globe. I think this is going to be a turning point for a lot of businesses because of our business model that we will be bringing to the table. I think it will shake up an awful lot of the norms that we see. Some of the biggest successes that people have made is by bringing something brand new to the table. I believe that this is what our CEO is going to do. And this is why I'm extremely excited moving forward into the next phase of what the business is going to be. So, should you believe our CEO? Well, that's entirely up to you to do that. I think that he's already proved who he is by having that courage to continue. He could have very easily walked away from everything and said, hold my hands up, guys. I gave it my best shot. I got caught. People ripped us off. They stole our money, and there's nothing left in the tank from me. So I'm going to lick my wounds and look after my family. He could have done that. And he had multiple opportunities to do that. And he hasn't. What has he done? He's come back. He's fighting harder now than he ever has done. I said the other day that vindication is, in my opinion, one of his driving forces as far as what he's trying to achieve at the moment, is that he really does want to prove an awful lot of people wrong. That's good news for us. That means that he is determined to make it work, determined to relaunch the next phase or launch the next phase so that we can get going once again in the proper manner that we should have done before, without the shenanigans that were underlying within Onpassive, the people within it. And again, he's been, in my opinion, very honest and upfront with saying, yes, I gave too much power, I suppose, to too many people that I trusted. And this is obviously has been part of the downfall of what went on. But having that courage to continue really is all that counts. You've got to be a courageous person to actually continue the fight. This is what makes the difference. You will hear it so many times from so many successful people that the reason they are successful is because they continued, that they didn't give up when everything was against them. They had that courage to continue until they got it right. Now, there's not many people who get it right first time in business, generally. You only have to look at many different examples of startup businesses that just don't cut it because of all sorts of different reasons. But having that courage to keep on going and trying, go again, go again, go again, that really does make the difference, because those are the people who are going to succeed. Why? Because every time you start and you go again, you're doing it from a position of knowledge and experience. You're not starting from bottom. You're going again with knowledge, with experience, thinking, I'm not doing that again because that didn't work, did it? So I'm not going to do that either because that wasn't in the right direction. I'm not doing that because of what happened. All of these are a learning curve. It helps us to be more astute moving forward. And when you've got somebody who is determined to make it work on top of all of that and the knowledge of what he has learnt previously, then I personally believe that what we are going to see within the next phase is going to be very exciting indeed. A lot of people probably don't believe what I'm saying. A lot of people probably think, yeah, Red, I'll believe it when I see it. Typical example of somebody who's not courageous, a typical example of somebody who hasn't got the courage to stay with this, to see it through, to make the difference, and that is to be here at the beginning of the next phase. If you're waiting and seeing, that's absolutely fine. That's your choice to do that. But I certainly don't believe that that is going to give you the best gains as far as the business is concerned. I want, and I've said it many times, as many of you out there to be with me on the starting line of the next phase, however it works out. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know what we're going to have to do. I don't know how we're going to enter the next phase. All of these sort of things we will be told. So there's no point in trying to surmise it anyway. I've given you my opinion of what I think might be there, but it's only my opinion. We certainly don't know if that's going to be how it's going to be, because nothing has come from our CEO, Ashmi Farah, to tell us that that is going to be the way. But one thing's for sure is I'm going to be there. Why? I owe it to myself. And I think that's also another important part of why people are still here, still staying strong for our CEO and for the business, because they owe it to themselves to see this one through, especially when many of us have had an awful lot of negativity thrown at us from all sizes, all shapes, friends, family, etc., that we really do owe it to ourselves to see this one through to the end. Nunu Santos, thank you very much for your super sticker. Let me just put you up in lights. There you go. Thank you so much, my friend. That's very kind of you. So have the courage, okay, to stay the course. Have that courage and conviction that you know you are doing the right thing. Be courageous in your decision. Don't let people move you away from what you are wanting to do. It's your choice. It's what you want to do. So stick to your guns, be courageous, and especially when it's in the face of adversity. This is why Winston Churchill said what he said, because it really was that call to the general public to stand strong in front of the threat of Germany. We certainly haven't got a threat of war or anything like that in front of us, but we have in our own personal lives certainly had to stand courageously tall to carry on with our wish of following our CEO and being here in the next phase. That's why it takes courage to decide to do it. So don't think that you are not courageous by following our CEO, Ashmi Farah. Be proud that you are that person who has got the will, determination, the courage to follow who you want to follow and see this one through. I'm certainly going to do it, and I really hope that you guys are going to do exactly the same. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Won't be here tomorrow. I'm going to see my youngest daughter tomorrow afternoon. She just got back from America, actually. She was seeing her husband's relations over there, North Carolina to be precise. I haven't seen her since she's got back, so we're going to pop down to see her tomorrow. I'll be back around on Monday with Jane for Monday Fun Day. So please stick that in your diary at the new time, which we're going to stick to through the summer. We are going to stick with 1 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. here in the UK. That's it from me. Speak to you all very soon. Lovely to see so many of you on here on a Saturday. That's it from me. Bye for now.